Hi guys, Mark Crossfield here, Titleist Ap1. To show you what this club's doing for me on the course. The 718 series of irons from Titleist. This is the Ap1, the most helpful, the most offset, the most chunky. We're going to play on the course. I've got a separate video for dry ball data. We'll talk about that soon. Let's get stuck in. The 4-iron to kick me off here, it's a solid back 4-iron. So the 4-iron is solid back, there's no hull, where the 6-iron has undercut cavity in the lower irons. We're getting quite a long blade length, a good amount of offset, and a medium to thick top line, where with the 4-iron I can see the back of the club out of the back, where the medium irons, as you get down to 6, you can 7, you can't really. It's everything I'd expect from Ap1. It's a decent sound, certainly with that hollow construction, kind of giving you feelings, ideas of it being a mini hybrid with a 4-iron. It's not a bad thing, is it? So I've just made the fairway here. It's a par 5, I'd normally be hitting my driver. Now I'm going to just hit a 7-iron up there, because I think that's going to then leave me a wedge in, which is another one of the irons I've got, because we want to give them all a hit. Now the 7-iron looks pretty nice. As game improvement chunky irons go, the top line is acceptable and fine. It's a longish blade length with a bit of offset. I don't think it's progressive, so not quite as much as the 4-iron I've got. And then obviously you've got the undercut in this one to try and pull that weight off the face, give it that kind of ball speed, help across the face as you're missing the middle. I think that's going to be the overriding theme with Ap1, is that they're going to try and make them look as nice as possible, considering how much help they're trying to pack in there. Got that lovely. Feels good. I mean, this one's not forged for what that means nowadays, but that felt pretty good. So like I said, we get the hollow straight through long iron, so like little cavity, or sorry, like little hybrids almost, and then you get the cavity backs in the short iron. So they're all cavity backs for intents and purposes. Get tungsten weight on these as well, pulling that MOI up, so the weight off the face, again trying to help you with those miss hits. Now look, the wedge is really nice. When it comes down to the wedge, we're seeing next to no offset, obviously none of the club, it's still got the cavity undercut in, and a medium top line. I mean, the top line runs in sync with all the clubs. It's a good looking wedge for a big chunky club. Kind of rounded off in the right areas, you know what I mean? So 125 or 27 yards measured downwind, it's going to be a little feely one. I have to say, that feels as good as anything. Even though I know these are going to be lower spinning, higher launching clubs, and I get all that, but in the wedge, again, that's what Titleist just do so well, don't they? They're not afraid to try and pack looks into their club. I mean, it's like the logo tells you everything, doesn't it? It hasn't changed, it's stayed for ages. It's about the appearance as much as the functionality. I like that as well. Appearance and functionality. That's obviously a joke. Anyone who watches my videos, the next one would have missed the green about 20 yards left with a wedge. No matter what the logo looks like. Right, I've done this one slightly different. If you want to see the dry ball data with the Ap1, captured it live with me and Dan Henderson at Torquay Golf Club, there's something that's going to come up here, and you click on that and you can go and watch that video. Now it's about 22 minutes long, so I will put it back up at the end of this video if you want to watch this one and get the end and see what the live data was of the dry ball data. It's a good 22 minutes of us talking about hitting this club and compared to the one I already gamed. Now with those numbers in mind, I'm 200 yards out and the wind is slightly helping, but mainly off the left. Dawlish Warren's a links course, it runs. I'm going to hit a 7-iron and we can walk up and show you where this finish. 200 yards. Come on. Come on. That's my pitch mark, and that's my ball, just on the back. So they look good, but they are low spinning and they are high launching. They fit in with that classic kind of gaming power bats that everyone seems to want to produce at the minute. I understand why they're there. I actually feel a bit sorry for Titleist in some ways. Sorry is the wrong word, because I'm sure they're doing fine. But no one seems to put this club in the bracket. I only think of Titleist when it comes to kind of those players clubs. But this one in there with a mix with all the rest, really. Right, 177, back to the 7 iron to finish us off. So basically the 7 is my 6. It shows that in a dry ball data test. You can go and watch if you've not already. Watch it, I'll put the link up. It's just a club difference, really. What I do like about AP1 is they do look pretty gameable. That's not the strongest flight in the world. It's middle of green, I don't know if it'll reach. We'll get up there and have a look. I was at a senior tour event last year and I saw Philip Price using the 716s, it would have been AP1 irons. It's not always the kind of fit into neat marketing brackets people that want help. And that's why I try not to say it's about handicap. It's not. Philip Price is a tour pro, won European tour events, playing on the seniors tour, and wants a bit more launch with certain irons. Which is why it's really important that you go and test and go and try them yourself, and that's always going to be the main message here. I think what I like about AP1 is go and pick up the wedge. Pick up the wedge and it tells you a lot about what these clubs are doing. Pick up the wedge compared to the 4 iron as well and look at the contrast. And I think it tells the complete story of what they're trying to do, which is try to look good as much as possible where they can and help you where they can. 177 yards 7 iron. Not bad. Medium flight, held up into the wind, so I reckon I could have got even to the back of the screen if I drew it with the wind a bit more. Let's take these home and show you what they look like compared to some of their competitors in this space. JPX 900 AP1. So I'd say these two are very, very close, maybe a little thicker in the 800 on, or sorry, the 900 on this side, but similar in offsets and blade length. AP1 and Cleveland CBX launcher. It's closer than you'd think. I think the launcher is slightly more refined in some of its shapes, but there's nothing really in it. It's very, very close. TaylorMade M2 and AP1 718. Obviously M2, you've got the neck and the slots on the face that make it distinctly different. Top line's not much in it. Offset again very close, maybe AP1 a little fraction more. If you're liking the videos, like the compares, don't forget to subscribe, hit the thumbs up button as always.